Hi, this is Fruity. Today I'm going to make bread that it can be used also for a pizza crust, but I just want to make bread. It's a little cold, so I'm going to I feel like having some bread, so I'm going to use buckwheat that I soaked overnight, and I need to change the water. I already changed the water a couple of times. I'm going to change it again because buckwheat has some kind of a smell that the water needs to be changed many times. And if you add a little bit of vinegar is not something that I eat normally, but just to soak it in a little vinegar takes the smell out. It's very nutritious, and the good thing about buckwheat is that it lowers blood sugar level also. So I'm going to use that, and one zucchini. I'm going to use zucchini. I'm going to use flaxseed, and mix it all up and make a bread. Some herbs. I'm gonna add some herbs to it. Today I'm going to add 1 cup of almond flour to it, or just almonds that I soak and I put in Vitamix with this, but sunflower seeds can be used instead of almonds. And I'm going to use 2 dates or about 15 raisins, whichever you have, but I'm going to use dates. This is the buckwheat that I'm using. It's organic, it's gluten-free, and it's non-GMO. It's going to be 2 cups of buckwheat for 1 cup of almond flour or sunflower seeds. I'm going to drain the buckwheat. I'm going to use a little bit of thyme, maybe 1 tablespoon of thyme, and I'm going to use about half a cup of mint. I'm using 2 dates. If you don't like it to be sweet at all, you can use 1, but it might be bitter because we have flaxseed here that I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup. That is going to be bitter, and the buckwheats are not sweet neither, so that's why I'm using two dates. I'm using 1 cup of almond. You can use less if you want less fat. You can use half a cup. 1 zucchini. I put everything into the Vitamix. I will be removing I will drain this, okay? Drain the almonds, and then everything goes into the Vitamix, mix. And I will add about 1 teaspoon of savory. I have it dried. I'm gonna add savory, which is an herb too, or whatever herb you like. You can use dill, you can use basil, oregano. If you like garlic, you can add like 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. I'm not gonna add it. All that stuff, I'm gonna mix it, and then I'm gonna put in the dehydrator, and I will see how many hours it takes. It may be about 6 hours to 8 hours, depends. Oh, I'm going to use tomatoes. I need to bring tomatoes here. I'm gonna slice the tomato and decorate the bread on top of it. I'm gonna slice the tomato and put it on top. So don't forget the tomato, if you like, to put it on top to decorate it to look better. So this is the amount of flaxseed that I'm going to use, 1/4 of a cup. And here is the savory, 1 teaspoon of savory, and some oregano that I'm adding. And I'm going to use the same amount of this thyme into this recipe. Rinsed out, I changed the water of the buckwheat at least 10 times, 10 to 12 times. That's the key to this recipe, so you don't smell the buckwheat. Here I put everything into the Vitamix, and I'm going to mix it and show you how it comes out. So I'm gonna get 2 of these, and if you want it thin, you just make it thinner, or if you want it thicker, you can leave it thicker. I'm going to make it a little bigger, and then I'm gonna slice the tomatoes and put it on top. I just want to make it look good. You can use this as a pizza crust if you like, or you can eat it as a bread. in a cold winter night. I made thin slices of tomatoes, and I'm gonna just push it inside a little bit, and I'm ready to put it in the dehydrator. It's ready. I will put it in the dehydrator for about 6 hours, but I have to check it after like 4 hours. So here's the second one that I'm going to make, and if you make your spoon wet, if you put in water, it's so much easier to go over it. I wet my spoon and it's so much easier to go over it and make it round. Here is the second one that's gonna go into the dehydrator, and I will tell you how long it will take until it's ready. I put it in the dehydrator at the temperature of 115 Fahrenheit for about 5 hours, and then I turned it around, and this is how I turn it. I put another tray on top, and then I'm just gonna flip it over. I'm going to turn it around with 2 hands like that. That's how I turn it. That's how it turned out. Ready to eat, or you can use it as a crust if you want and make a pizza with it. I have another one in the dehydrator, so I got 2 bread pieces, 2 breads like that. I cut it into slices, and I'm gonna put it in the fridge and eat it any day that I want. It will last for a few days with my salad or whatever, or guacamole or whatever I make. Here is the second bread. So I got 2 of these. If you want my free recipes, make sure to click the link below.